We're talking about streaming services up next on Geek Out SA. Do not attempt to adjust your YouTube video. We control the stream. And welcome back to Geek Out SA. It's Friday and we're having fun. It's been a week.
It's been a couple, because we weren't on last week because we went to a friend's wedding, which was an interesting COVID experience with 6-foot distancing and stuff, but it was good. It was nice. She had already postponed it some, and so we just went to support her. And
yeah, and it's cool that you are able to do fairly large groups and still try to maintain social distancing through that, and they did a good job at it. And they had the seats, sectioned off in the chapel and everything, so it was good. It was good. But so I drug Vincent to that, so we took a little break from the show. And normally we would pre-record something, but school is getting ready to ramp back up for me. So I've been doing all kinds of school stuff and creating trainings. Thanks to this show, I'm pretty good at this whole video thing now. Thank you, Vincent. And actually got a lot of comments from my kids. I don't know if any of you watching now have gone back and watched any of our other videos, but Vincent helped me make a video for the kids about Goldilocks, Dr. Goldilocks, and he was Dr. Trey Bear, and we were looking for the just right planet. We actually made that for my students, but put it on here so that they could watch something in that kind of YouTube-y format and get something really fun like that. So they've been sending me some feedback and saying, hey, can you do some more stuff like that? Like if teachers did more stuff like that, we could, relate a little bit more. So I think watching things on YouTube, watching things on TV, we do a lot of that. Yeah, so watching things on streaming services is what we're talking about today.
Good segue, Vince.
So, like during this COVID time, we've been doing a lot of streaming services.
During COVID, who's he kidding? During our entire lives, we've been doing a lot of watching of television.
But we haven't been really doing as much of the streaming services since COVID, I don't think.
No, probably not, because we have cable.
Much. Yeah.
We've had cable for a long time. Vincent had cable when he was younger, so he was used to cable. I did not have cable. I had the whole antenna outside the house where it was like a relay of the whole family.
Well, we had that too because we couldn't have it in every room.
Right.
Yeah.
But we've had cable. So cable, one of the things I like about cable, which I'm frustrated with, I think, with the streaming services, is cable houses all of this stuff together. So in cable, I have a Disney Channel if I want to see a Disney Channel. I have HBO. I have National Geographic. I have the Food Network, right? I have all of these things housed together. So I guess being that I'm older, I'm almost 50, I'm a little frustrated with all of these different streaming services where I can get like 5 of these things from cable on this streaming service and 5 of these things. And on top of that, now there's Netflix, who has its own things that aren't even on cable that are really cool to watch. Then there's Amazon Prime that has its own things. Now Apple TV has been putting out these advertisements for stuff, and we're like,
and those shows are looking, and the people that they have on there, look good.
They're high quality actors that you would usually go see in movies and stuff. So you're like, oh no.
Now I need to get Apple TV. No.
It seems like it's just
too much.
But then if we house it all together, we're back to cable again. So, which I guess Netflix was kind of the cable of streaming services before all of this weird branching off, offshooting
because
began to happen.
Because everybody wants to maximize their money.
Well, I think because cable is dying, right? I think aside from people in our age bracket and maybe older, not a whole lot of people are buying into cable anymore. Right. So how do channels like HBO get people to come in and watch it if they're not watching it on cable, right? If they're only exclusively watching Netflix. Or how does...
how do you advertise?
Yeah.
Because on a lot of the streaming services, the majority of it is don't see advertisement.
Yeah, so where does the...
Unless they're advertising their own stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like watch this other show, watch this other show, watch this other show. So I like some of the kind of, I guess, mini packaging we're starting to see. So like with Disney Plus, you can get National Geographic, Hulu, right? Can you get Discovery Channel?
Yeah, I think
Discovery.
is
So there's a
as well.
few channels that you can kind of have together. Vincent and I just realized this week that we actually, because we have cable, we get HBO Max. So we signed into HBO Max, and it has the DC streaming, which we've been wanting to look into. So now that we pay for cable, we get the DC streaming because we've got the HBO Max. It has Studio Ghibli. It has Crunchyroll. I forgot. It has
the
Comedy
regular
Central.
HBO movies.
It has the regular HBO stuff.
There.
So there is.
But I think it got. What was that show that they had on there? Was it The Office? I think they have The Office on HBO Max.
The Office is on HBO Max. So we are getting, we're starting to see, I guess, some clumping of some of this stuff. But you're still going to have to buy or pay for every month 6 or 7 different streaming services.
Yeah. Oh, and then to top it all off, I think the YouTube Premium is going away. That what everybody was getting on to watch Cobra Kai. And Cobra Kai was sold over to Netflix, so Netflix is going to...
I don't know that YouTube Premium did as well as they thought they were going to do, just because there's already so many platforms out there. And I don't know that YouTube had the funds. Now, Cobra Kai was good quality, but we're used to a certain quality of show, like with Netflix,
right?
With HBO. I mean, that's the nice thing about going over to HBO Max. If you're used to the quality of shows on HBO already, then you're going over to HBO Max. You're getting that quality of show.
And I also think with YouTube, people are used to it being free. So why would I want to pay for something that was free before?
Right.
Yeah.
So that mentality, even though it's a value-added service.
Well, and they're pushing the ads more. Like almost every video now, you have to wait and skip the ads because I think they were trying to push people to go premium. So they're pushing the ads even more. Like it used to be you could watch like 3 or 4 videos before you would get an ad, and now it's almost every single video.
Now it's like 3 or 4 times in a video.
Yeah, yeah.
And YouTube is actually going through and trying to push creators to make at least 8-minute videos.
Oh, really?
Yeah. At least 8 minutes so they can...
Get that advertising revenue.
Advertising time.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So, Fulgore, thanks for watching. Fulgore says Doom Patrol is awesome on HBO Max.
Oh my God, Doom Patrol is
what we're
so...
watching on HBO Max right now.
I begged Vincent because we totally plowed through the first season and we've already watched like 3 episodes of the second season, and I was like, honey, please, because we watched also Umbrella Academy like in a day. I was like, please, can we just slow down and do like 1 episode a day? Like I want to stretch it out. Like I want to enjoy it. I feel like...
But we are enjoying it.
I don't enjoy it as much than when I can like... And maybe it's because I'm old. Like you love to like go through and slam through everything, and I just want to like watch it, take a little while, kind of like think about it.
Digest it.
Think about what I liked. You know, go to the next... Think about what I think might be happening in the next one. So... I'm hoping we can come to a compromise with Doom Patrol because I really, really, really love Doom Patrol. And it's like out there. It's very comic book tropey. Like it's real trippy. It's really, really, you have to have a strong
I really
stomach.
like Cliff Steele, Robot Man.
Brendan Fraser is just fantastic. And it's his voice 90% of the time, but he emotes with his voice. Talk about somebody who can act with just their voice, which we know like there are actors like Mark Hamill who can do it and stuff like that. But Brendan Fraser is really showing his true colors in this.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing a character that he's never played before. I mean, usually the majority of all his characters are the same thing.
Yeah, pretty Brendan Fraser-y.
Yeah, but this
There's
one
a
is
couple that
totally
he's done.
not
Yeah.
that way. It's a complete departure from anything he's ever done.
And I was really surprised at the little girl who's Jane, who was in Orange is the New Black. Because of her character in Orange is the New Black, I think you associate that ditzy...
Like, who would have thought Flocka was going to be a great actress like that?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so if you can...
She was good at doing that part. And that's all you saw. Can she do better than that? But yeah, she can.
Right now, DC is still doing their streaming, so you can do the 7 days for free. Vincent and I have done this before. Do the 7 days for free. You have to be super diligent. And at the end of the 7 days, you just got to cancel so that they don't charge you. But you can like pick a couple of things that you really like and binge it in 7 days. I would say if you're going to do DC, do Doom Patrol. And we started watching Teen Titans. We haven't made it through Titans. We kind of got distracted by Doom Patrol and Umbrella
Not
Academy.
Teen Titans, but just Titans.
Oh, just Titans.
Just
Sorry.
Titans.
And they've got like 4 seasons now of that.
Yeah. Fulworth says, yeah, Umbrella Academy is great too. I do kind of hate binging the shows because there's nothing to watch till the next show starts.
Mm-hmm. And I'm so thankful that they do the recaps because it's been like, a year.
Well, I think Disney Plus has a good kind of lock on our demographic and doing it episodically. So they're only releasing one a week.
For Mandalorian.
For the Mandalorian and the other behind the scenes Mandalorian thing, Star Wars.
Well, and they did that with Clone Wars also, right?
Yeah, they did
Episodically.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy that. And then when it's all out there episodically, if you're a binging person, then you can totally go and binge it, right? But then if you're an episodic person, it helps you to control yourself when you can't control yourself.
Steve says, Netflix gives you 15 seconds between each episode to decide if you're going to do anything with your life today. Yes.
It's funny that you say that, Steve, because we'll be there and I'm like, how many episodes have we watched? And in that 15 seconds, I've got to decide whether it's time to tell Vince, we have to get up. Like, we have to get up, Vince. We have to. And he'll be like, yeah, we have to get up.
Well, even if it goes through and after so many episodes, it like stops and says,
Are you still watching?
Are you still wanting to watch?
I think most of them do that. I know.
Hulu does that, and Voodoo does that. It's like, because I know there's several shows I try to watch at night, and I'll fall asleep, and then wake up and go, how many shows did I watch?
It's like,
Here's
are you in a
one
coma?
I think for an interface-wise, Netflix has the best interface.
Agreed.
After
Oh, you don't think so? Who do you think has the best interface? Disney Plus's is pretty good.
Disney's is fairly good.
Maybe Netflix we like because we're just used to it.
I don't like the Netflix one.
Oh, really?
Half the time I can't find the search. I don't like the way they put stuff in categories and stuff.
Oh,
It's
you don't like that?
I just want to physically search for something.
I like it because it has that intuitive bot where it's like, oh, you watched these shows.
We
this
just press
is
the circle
something-
button to search.
This is something you might like that was like all of those shows.
I hate that.
Oh, you don't like that?
No, because I have small children that watch things, and it's like, then it's recommending me a whole heap of stuff. It's like,
You
I don't
didn't
want
set
to
them up different
Yeah,
sign-ins,
I
but they
do.
just sign into you.
But they just, oh, it's on Dad's account. Well, what's that?
Well, luckily we have grown
Olga
sons,
says,
so
are you still watching? Don't judge me. Stop judging me.
they're gonna have these new things on the platform that they're
But
gonna
I'm
put mandatory exercises
So
in
how
between.
I see it, it's like Netflix, then it's a Disney Plus, then it's Amazon for the interfaces. And I think one of the last ones for me is HBO Max. That
did
has the
not
most horrible
like their
interface that it goes through and it just starts scrolling for no reason.
It's weird.
I was like,
going
what's happening? I'm not even pressing the button.
Yeah, the worst one I've got is Pluto. Pluto TV is awful because you cannot search via. It puts stuff in categories, but it's not in alphabetical order, and it's not
Yeah.
in years. So you're kind of searching through stuff, going, "Is it on here? Is it and half the time you don't know.
See, with the majority of the time, we're doing it off of a PS4.
Yes.
So then it has the shortcut buttons that you just press to do this the search
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
And even cable has their whatchamacallit, their on-demand stuff that they
Yeah.
have that's pretty easy to use.
Yeah, you can go
For
to search
searching.
or go by network or whatever, because I tend to be a Food Network girl or an HGTV, and so I'll just hit those networks right away and know that I want to go and see shows on there. So.
Or I'll go or actually just search for what I want. Like if I'm trying to look up Bill Maher
Yeah.
or
just type it
Real
in.
Time with Bill Maher.
So, I think that it's definitely pros and cons. One of the cons that I see also, and we were talking about this a little bit earlier, is because we're from a different generation. We come from a time where there were time periods in the day where the TV was off. Like nothing was coming, nothing was streaming to your TV. You
Yeah.
definitely didn't have a phone that you could walk around with, because I can get the Netflix app, I can get the HBO Max app, I can get all of it right here. So even if the electricity goes off in my home, and I have I have battery in this, and I have a battery pack that I had charged earlier in the day, and I can get more battery on this, I can go for a while. If I want to, I can go ride around in my car and charge it in my car. You know, there is no. There's no break. There's no break.
Yeah, but you're also of the age where you don't want to watch something on a screen that small.
I have to admit, I have a football problem. Vince does not really like football, so I will actually watch my football games on my TV. And then
don't
sometimes
care about football.
when I was at the
Saying I hate
DMV,
football.
well, no, but I mean, you don't like it the way I like it.
No.
Let me put it that way. I was at the DMV last year, and it's long. I was watching the Food Network through my Spectrum app on my phone. I was watching Chopped while I waited because I was there for like over an hour. So yeah, I have gotten to where I do watch TV on my phone sometimes if
Yeah.
I'm not reading on my phone or playing an app game. But it's like, that's what I mean. It's there's this constant stimulation. There's no breaks in anything, which I think I like the idea of Netflix and them asking you, hey, are you still watching? Like, and then maybe
Get a life is what it's saying. They
Yeah.
should say, hey, get a life.
get a
Go do
life.
something.
Well, maybe that's something they
Take
should
a
think
break.
of is like, you know, it's time to stand up. When was the last time you went to the bathroom?
Well,
Have you washed your clothes lately?
Even just PlayStation has that little warning that tells you that it could be hazardous if you're just sitting there playing games, doing nothing but playing games.
Well, and you can get an app on your phone, right? A health app that says, you've been sitting on your butt all day. You need to do something.
And then you sit there flipping the phone in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm tricking it.
You're like, yeah, I'm walking.
I'm walking.
See, and it's funny because a lot of people that do this talk about how I don't want to be controlled, I don't want to be told what to do, but technology is telling us what to do all the time,
Yeah.
and we listen to it.
Yeah. Well, and it all leads us, right?
Yeah.
It all suggests to us things that we like, that it knows that we already like because it's already seen what we already like, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's all feeding us. Yeah. I know you hate that. It's just
But
feeding us so we don't have to
I've
think.
found like really cool things because it suggested these kind of things. So I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, I do like that kind of stuff. Because I see a whole bunch of alien stuff on Amazon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'll look at the UFO files. I'm down for
You're
that.
like, I'll watch all of that stuff. So, but I don't know. I worry as a teacher because there's no cutoff, right? So there's no break from any of this. There's streaming. You can stream it. You can stream it. You can stream the next thing. You can stream the next thing. You can stream. I can go back. Like some of my kids are now, watching Grey's Anatomy and stuff like that has like 20 seasons, because there's no stopping. You could go days watching stuff and not have to take a break, right? So I worry some about that.
And it's not like
we were kids, there was definitely times where demographics would watch, and the networks would program for that. Now you've got 24/7 of whatever you want to watch.
Yeah.
Your choice.
Right. Because sometimes at night, my parents would be watching like Dallas or Falcon's Crest, which is like basically a nighttime soap opera, and I was all, no, I'm solid. I go to my room.
I used to watch Dallas.
I'll get
And
up
Dynasty.
at 7 a.m. and watch whatever was on.
Yeah, you'd be watching cartoons and stuff in the morning.
Until the wide world of sports came on.
Captain Kangaroo.
Yeah, so I think I miss some of that. And I know as a parent you can control that if you're controlling their devices and stuff, but a lot of parents don't have time to do that.
I really do miss Saturday morning cartoons.
I do too. We've tried actually to get up a few Saturday mornings and like find a channel that was showing, and some of the channels kind of show cartoons, but it's more like little bitty kid cartoons. Yeah. It's like for the itty bitties. And so we were like, oh, this isn't as fun. I mean, we could go on one of our streaming services and watch stuff.
You would have to go on Boomerang and stream that.
I was like, we can go, because HBO has Looney Tunes too. So I was going to see what all they had available on there, because I love me some Marvin the Martian. But it's an interesting transition, I think, for us to make, in that we love it, but then sometimes you're like, I don't love it so much. And then we complain because we want this umbrella thing, but then we're like, but if we had the umbrella, it'd really be cable, which we have cable. And it's like,
So talking about umbrellas, we saw the Umbrella Academy, the second season. Mm-hmm. What did you think?
Oh, it was phenomenal. Like, I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but it's amazing. There's a new character, keeps you kind of on your toes, not quite sure where they're going with her until you find out where they're going, and you're like, oh, okay, I kind of, sort of, no, I didn't see that coming. So that's really good. And then, of course, they're trying to get through another apocalypse that they're creating because they are who they are. So it's very action-packed. Klaus is obviously the star of this season. He's just ridiculously funny.
He didn't stand out much in the first season.
Not as much, no.
But
it was 5 that stood out the most in the first season. And 5 is definitely integral in the second season, but this is Klaus's season. Mm-hmm. This is definitely his season. It's very hilarious.
Apparently, there's supposed to be several spin-offs of this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, who knows what they're going to come up with that.
Yeah, unless it goes Heroes and the next season sucks and nobody wants it anymore.
Oh, really?
That's what Heroes happened to Heroes. Heroes was like the Umbrella Academy. It was like talk. Everything was great. And then after season 1, season 2 was... season 3, who watched that?
I did.
Vince did.
Yeah.
Vince did. He was sad about it.
Yeah, it was really bad.
I was talking to a friend.
I heard they're bringing that back, too.
Oh, really? Well, I was talking to a friend about the Umbrella Academy who actually reads the comics, and they were saying one of the things that they enjoyed about it is there are some scenes in the show that are practically panels from the comic. Like, they did a really good job bringing in, of course they deviate some, right? Mm-hmm. But they did a really good job in some of the key moments where you're like, I'm pretty sure that's from the comic. And you flip through and you're like, ooh, it is. That's the scene right there. So that's nice to hear, is that they did a really good job with that. Because sometimes that's a hard transition when you're somebody who loved the comic to then go and see it. Because I know the same friend loves Titans, the comic, but is really frustrated with the show because it's like a modern interpretation, but they miss some of the comic stuff, like because they're genetic mutants, because they're from other planets and stuff. It's okay that you use, like...
You're talking about Nick.
Actors of... Yeah, I'm talking about Nick.
He's not our friend.
He's my son. I was trying not to call him out so you wouldn't call him out. He doesn't have a problem with him.
He just hates everything that's not exactly like the book.
He doesn't mind that
exactly what I said.
Shadowfire is a person of color, but he feels like because she's from another planet and she's supposed to be orange, that even though she's a person of color, she should have orange skin or some kind of orange glow or something on her skin to represent who she is in the comic. Just like you would have Beast be blue, you would have Nightcrawler be blue, and Beast Boy is not blue. I mean green in the show like he is in the comic. So some things like that, whereas Umbrella Academy did a better job with that. That's all I'm saying. It felt like Titans didn't do as good of a job with that. I wasn't trying to call our son out.
But it's a reimagining of what that is
Well,
in
and he and
real
I had that
life.
discussion. It's a reimagining. Yes, I get that. Those are just some things, like, because the X-Men movies are a reimagining of the X-Men, but they're pretty close with some of the physical characteristics that you get from their genetic mutations that are in the comics.
Yeah, but then so it is. It's the same in Titans. They have the same powers.
Yeah, but not the physical attributes.
What does that have to do with anything? It's just physical attributes.
I don't know. That's how physical attributes in a comic tend to be more important, I think.
No. Are you judged by your physical attributes, or are you judged by what
Yes,
you do?
because a lot of, like, if you're super strong, if you're invisible girl or whatever, if you're a stretchy person, yeah, your physical attributes in a comic are important in a comic show.
But it's not a comic.
Never mind. Forget it. I'm not going to argue this point with you. Vincent doesn't know what he's talking about because he's never read before. So he doesn't understand the struggle when you love something that you've read about. And
Anyway, on to the next topic. With the streaming services, they're now bundling in
movies.
movies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I know everybody's in an uproar about Mulan.
Yeah. So this is a big thing. So Mulan's going to come out on Disney Plus, but in order to see that, you have to pay $30, or it's probably going to be like $29.95 or something arbitrary like that.
I think $30 is fair.
I don't.
I know you don't.
Because if you go to the movies, you're not going to pay $30.
It depends on where you live.
Yeah.
You
It depends on how many people are in your party.
and not everybody has to necessarily buy popcorn and soda. They can just watch the movie
but
without
like
that.
here we're lucky and we can go to the matinee and get a $9 ticket.
Right?
Matinee tickets in New York are $15.
Yeah, it's still not $30.
For two people, it's $30. You're averaging, if you had one person versus a family of 6 versus across the whole nation. So I'm sure they took an average of what that all would have been and said, okay, on average in the United States, a household would pay potentially $30.
I guess they're gonna find out when people don't.
They
pay
looked at it
$30.
and said we have X amount of people streaming, which is I don't know how many, 3 million, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, well, if 10% buy it at this much, we'll make
We'll make back some of the money that we put into
30
production.
million or
If we
whatever.
want to continue to have these movies until we can get theaters back, and with the way the new generations are going, we may never get theaters back.
But here's the thing: if you cut that by half, more people, more than 10%, will probably pay that. $15 to $20. I think that's a good average right there.
But that's
to
not
be
the
able to
case. Okay, you put it out in the theater, and you've got a $10 to $15 ticket, right? Then if you want to wait 3 months or 6 months, it could go to the $1 theater or the $3 theater, and you could watch it there if you're on a budget, right? Or then you could just wait and pay for it and buy it yourself at home. Yes, to rent, to own it or whatever, or to rent it. So now they're just saying,
Yeah, but here's the thing: if you want to wait and just buy it, you can just wait and buy it and pay $30 and you own it forever.
okay, so wait. They're not making you watch Mulan. Like, I'm just saying, I think it's fair because
I don't think it's fair.
they charge the $30 now.
Maybe it's decent for like a family to watch it, but it's not feasible for an individual. According to Steve right now, and I believe him.
Well, I'm a Disney fan.
I'm in line with his line of thought.
So, like, as a Disney fan, and
Mm-hmm.
I've been wanting to see this Mulan, I'm paying the $30 to see it when it comes out. I mean, I'm not, because we're going to go to the theater, because we're not afraid of theaters. Because we think that they're doing a good job in the
Yeah.
social distancing, and we're wearing our masks and everything when we go to the theater. So I'm going to look around San Antonio, find a theater that's showing it, and you and I are going to go watch it for $5 tickets at
On
the
the big
theater.
screen. See, that's the thing. There's nothing better than watching on a big screen.
But people don't feel that way anymore.
Well, I
you
feel
feel
that
that
way.
way. You feel that way,
that's an old person's thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
You feel that way, and fortunately, right now we're really lucky because the theaters are not getting many movies in, and the tickets are $5.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, for the two of us to go see Mulan in the theater, even if we get popcorn, it's going to be in that $30 range, right? If we got popcorn, if we didn't get any snacks or anything, it's $10. So to
I don't
pay
know,
the 30
but that's $5 for old movies.
for all of them.
No,
The
it's for
tickets
old
are
movies.
$5.
It's for old movies that we have not seen a newly released.
Yeah, we went and saw the political one.
Yeah, that wasn't a newly released one. They released that one before, didn't they?
It's new. They just released it.
Oh.
That one was a new release. Yeah. They're just trying to get people to come into the theater.
Mhm.
So the tickets are lower. Yeah. Yeah. But I think it's fair because you have to look at it from the standpoint of, now, could these directors and actors and some of these people definitely get paid less and then their production cost would be less? Definitely.
I think it would be fine if you paid the $30 and you owned it forever.
But that's not how it worked. That's not how the system worked before.
Yeah, but they might have to change.
The system worked that
But-
you paid, they made the money to pay for all the production costs and stuff, and then you paid again when you wanted to own it so that they could pay.
Yes, they would make more money if they made it less because more people would pay for it. More than 10% would pay for that.
I agree to disagree.
It's economics.
We're humans. We don't do anything that's logical towards economics. We do what we want and what we like.
Fulgur
it's-
says we're lucky in San Antonio because most of our theaters are open where some places have no theaters to watch movies at all.
Yeah. I don't know if you know, Steve, if or Fulgor, who said that?
Fulgur.
If AMC opened yet. I had seen that they were going to. I'm pretty sure that Alamo Drafthouse is going to go bankrupt
But
and go under.
AMC is doing a new thing where they're going through and they're going to show it for like 3 weeks.
Oh, really?
And then after that, it's going to go streaming video.
Oh, we've been going to Santikos because that's what's open here in
Yeah.
San Antonio. So, I don't know. I don't know why you think. I guess because I'm such a Disney fanatic and I would pay. Like, whatever.
But that's what they're banking on. That's exactly what they're
What,
banking
isn't that
on.
good business?
No, what's good business is that they drop it a little bit. Even by dropping it $5. No, $10. By dropping it $10, they're going to make that up with the sheer amount of people that are going to pay to watch it.
Yeah, but here's an even bigger problem that I can foresee. There's already, these movies come out in the theater, they're pirated, they're put out, right? Now you're streaming it in your home. How easy is it for you to just record it and hand it out to all your friends? And so then they're not making any revenue off of it.
It's not easy to record it. You and I can probably, Stuart and I can probably do it, but it's not an easy process to be able to do that.
All I have to do is put up the tripod with my cell phone and record it.
Oh, but that's not going to be good.
People don't care. When they get a pirated movie, it's a free movie. They don't
No,
care.
they
But who
can't-
does
the-
pirated movies anymore? Is
Yeah.
that still a thing?
Yeah, lots of people still do pirated movies.
No, I think pirated movies went away with physical media.
No, they do, I swear.
They do. They exist on pirated movie sites, which don't usually last that long before they get shut down
Yeah,
Yeah.
and sued into non-existence.
yeah, but they still happen. I don't know. If it was my business, I would be trying, and this is their first time really trying it, so they've got to try and see what happens. And I would be trying to make as much revenue as I possibly could to pay for all the production costs.
Well, again, I think they've looked at the movies that have come before it, like the Trolls and the Sonic and stuff, and they went, well, they're putting that out at $20. And typically, a Disney movie is much better than anything else, so we can put it at $30.
Yeah.
Just like they've always done.
Yeah. I think it's worth it. I think, like, would I pay $30 for Trolls? No, I wouldn't. Would I pay $30 for Scoob? No, I wouldn't. They put that out. When Sonic came out, would I have paid $30 for it? No. So you're telling me if Wonder Woman came out, you wouldn't pay $30 to see Wonder Woman?
No,
Really?
that's too much. Not unless I owned it. If I'm gonna spend $30, I need to own it. It's $30.
I don't think I know who you are anymore.
It's $30.
Yeah. It's
Now, if a new Star Wars movie, I'd probably pay $30.
Yeah.
I would.
You would. It's a movie all about Yoda. $30, $50.
$50.
I knew it.
Yeah.
$50. So maybe that's it too. Is they're counting on their fan base.
$50 I will pay.
Disney's counting on their fan base. So
But is
I'm
that
part of
is
that
that
fan
going
base.
to be enough?
yeah,
They're
definitely.
they're taking the dice roll on this one.
I think they're gonna get it, no problems. I think they're gonna bang.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find
When are
out.
they releasing that? In a couple of weeks, right?
I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see, because if they roll the dice and it ends up working for them,
I'm hoping it doesn't work for them.
I hope it does, because I'm hoping that we can then get Black Widow to get released, because we should have seen Black Widow already.
Yes, but then we're gonna have to pay $30 for that too.
No, because they'll simultaneously release it in the theater, and you and I will go to the theater.
Oh, if they're doing it in the theater, yeah.
That's
but
what
if
I
they
want to.
don't-
I want them to start putting this on the streaming services, seeing
No,
they
but
can
if
make
it's
some
gonna
revenue.
work, if it's gonna work, there's like, oh, we'll just continue to do it there.
No, well, why wouldn't you want to do it in both places, so you could have the revenue from the streaming service and have the little bit of revenue you're getting from the theaters? I'm assuming they don't want the theaters to go down completely. There's got to be some benefit, and I think there's some nostalgia just from movie makers and actors alone for theaters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think there has to be some joy that they have with a theater. If I was an actor, I would want my movie to be in a theater, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the whole point.
In a theater.
In the theater. So I think if they can
September
get away
4th
with this,
is a release for
September
Milan.
4th. Okay. I think if they can get away with putting it on the streaming service and getting, 50% of their revenue from the streaming service, or even 75%, and still put it in select theaters and get their other 25% or 50% from there, then you and I, who love the theater, we're going to get to see some of these movies that we've been waiting forever for to finally get released.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want these movies to get released.
Well, I want to see Mulan in the theater, not on streaming.
That's it. I'm leaving you.
I don't want to pay $30.
I told you when we were going to go to the theater. I told
And
you.
it's not the same thing.
I told you we were going to go to the
But you
theater.
say you're going to pay $30 to see it online.
No, I said I would if I had to, but we don't have to. I was
Here's
saying an if.
And people are saying, "Oh yeah, well you would spend the same thing
Stuart, I'm gonna say
on the
something.
movie if." But here's the thing where I'm talking
Okay,
about
okay, go ahead.
about going to the theater. Oh, you would spend the same thing if you went to the movies and bought popcorn and that. Yes, but I would have popcorn in addition to my movie. I would have soda in addition to my movie.
Yeah, but we can make you popcorn and soda. And you can have twice as much.
Yes, but I would have already paid for that too.
And toilet
And
breaks.
one of
and,
the nice things, one more thing.
and pajamas.
Pajamas, and one of the things I miss from the theaters that we used to be able to do when we were kids is if you really liked a movie, you could sit around and watch it 3 or 4 times consecutively.
Mm-hmm.
So if you pay for it, you get it for what, 24 hours, 48 hours, something like that? So I could watch it a
Forever.
few times. Isn't it time for the show to
should
be
own-
over?
own it.
Stuart,
Stuff needs to change.
In credits. We are watching Mulan. I will pay the $30, but I won't because we're going to the theater. We're going to the theater. It's
Okay.
okay. We're going to go to the theater.
With popcorn
With popcorn. I'm going to
And
get you some
soda.
popcorn. He needs some popcorn. He's hangry.
and some jalapenos with my popcorn.
Extra butter on my side.
You put too much butter on there.
I know. It makes you frustrated.
It makes me sick. Too
Okay.
much dairy.
It's time to go.
It's making me crazy.
Tell everybody bye. Bye, Fulgore. Bye, Steve. Thank you for watching.
So guys, thanks you for watching. We are still doing our lightsaber giveaways, so go back to our last video.
No, it's mine.
Stuart already took it home. It's too late.
Our last video, it's sitting right next to you. It's not
Back scratcher!
Box scratcher!
not a back
Box
scratcher.
scratcher!
And all you have to do is comment on that video, I want that lightsaber. And Just
No.
comment on it.
Comment, I want a back scratcher.
I want
And
Stuart
then
to
you
have
won't
a
get- won't
back
get it.
scratcher.
Last
That'll be mine.
live video
Back
that
scratcher.
was on, not this one, but our last one.
Comment on this one.
You want me to have it.
Lightsabers for Stuart.
No. So thanks for checking us out. I really appreciate it. If you haven't clicked on that subscribe button, please click on that subscribe button and hit that notification icon. So next time we come off live or we put out a new video, which I think we're having a new level up coming out tomorrow, you'll see it. But thanks for checking us out. I'm Vince.
I'm Colleen, and that's Stuart over there.
Geek Out Essay.
essay.